Hello, parents. My name is Teacher Winston, a teaching robotics at Team Student Care. So, I would like to give you a brief for the primary 2 class at 4:30, or what I call the elementary 2 class. Okay, I want to begin with the end in mind. Okay, first, robotics has 2 arms. First arm, building the robot, or building that non-living thing with 1 arm, 2 arms, 3 arms, or whatever. After that, programming that non-living thing. Okay, it's different from coding. Coding, you just, hey, can you be gentler? Coding is just doing some programming on the computers. On the computer, there's nothing 3D about it. So robotics is very, very much different. So beginning and end in mind, next year, when they start going for National Robotics Games, which are very, very fun, they have to build a robot like this. Okay, like this. So it's got 3 motors here, and it's got some arm here to take stuff. So they have to memorize the entire process of building this, which is very difficult. It's about 300 parts, and they have to finish it in 20 minutes. So you notice this is P3 and above. This is my P3 class at the moment. So for this at P2, they are required to build a lot of different kinds of contraptions, a lot of different kinds of robots, moving arms, moving claps, and pickup apparatus and whatever stuff like that. And then after they finish building, they have to memorize it. Why? Just program them to get them used to building things on their own. So the end result is this is a non-living thing. They have to program it. So as you can see behind me, the primary 3s are already using their robots to program stuff. So this is a mission mat where students have to solve this problem themselves. It is a location where a typhoon just went through this estate, and they have to program their robots to go pick up stuff and put stuff. So as if this is actually a medical kit where they have to pick up from this particular location over here, for example, and then they're supposed to take this with their robot and place it somewhere else. This is example a water container. The typhoon, some places don't have water, so they need to pick this up and actually put it there. Not using a remote control, not using their hands, but using programming. So that's that next year where they have to go and do their programming. So I'm going to the elementary 2 class right now. That is conducted by one of my trainers. His name is Victor. So your students are probably all here, as you can see them. So in this class 2 process, they start building more and more difficult robots, and they have to memorize them. So today they're building a scooter. So this is a very popular scooter that is many people around the world love to have one. So there's a motor right here. Can you see the motor right at the bottom here? Yeah. So if they can finish building this, they get to program this to move, and it's an object of desire actually. This is about 140 parts, which is actually quite difficult. They have been with me for the past 1 year. I look forward to at least half the class having to finish build this by 1.5 hours. Who thinks you can finish building it? Awesome. Okay, so this is another process. So next week they actually have to memorize this, but most students will actually scream. So I actually put the manual actually beside them, but it's closed and face down. If they need to refer, they can refer. But if not, they still have to memorize it. It's just 40 weeks of building and then memorizing the entire robot. So I'm just going to bring you through the entire process of them building. So the instruction manuals are actually quite big. They are very big and they are multicolored, and they take their own time to build. Each of them are actually given their parts. You can see there's really a lot of parts at the moment. So this guy spends a lot of time thinking about it, as you can see here. So actually really quite complicated over the entire process, where it can be quite confusing. So if they have questions, they raise their hands. Now let's see what this lady actually needs here. What do you need? So once in a while you've got missing parts inside here, so she doesn't have this part. So it's actually an angular beam, as you can see here. Nothing in the manual is actually straight. Very different from Lego building, because they're not rectangular, they're not at an oblong shape. And you see? Can you see? You got one here. Can you see? Got one here? Yes, you got one here. So you just have to pull this out and you got one here already. Correct? Number of parts actually. Oh, wait, you got one more here. Look at that. Can you see? Yes, and hi mom, she's new, right? And she's very well taken care of. You can probably see that she has gotten the feel of how difficult it is, and she's really trying her best. What I like about her is that she doesn't complain. When she sees something difficult, she puts her heart and mind to trying to go solve it. Most children who are lower primary kind of like scream and shout like, which is I feel is actually quite good. And this is our dear Megan. So she's basically a very independent worker, which I like it. And then I think her progress is actually quite fast. So very excited about this boy here. He spent a lot of time last year trying to grapple with what this whole thing is about, because it's actually quite difficult. But this year is taken to it like duck to water. It's just got it. So the whole process of me sharing with you all these during this video is to share with you that the entire process of building and programming is actually really difficult. The parents' feedback, 50% of the parents would think that this one just masa lah, just play lah, okay lah, you like you can go lah. I understand that concept, but once they actually get down doing it, it is so difficult. Alright. In addition to that, at the end of the term, they actually have a parents' workshop where children will teach you what they do, they will show you what they do, and very proudly actually, so that you can get a taste of what it actually teaches them. So this year is a combination of, year 2 is actually more difficult than year 3 actually. Year 2 they have to build, they have to memorize their build, and they have to start programming already. Come to term 4, I'll actually throw them into the deep end. I'll just flash something on the board saying that we've got lots of mice in the warehouse in Team Student Care, for example. Build a mouse trap and program it to kill the mouse or capture the mouse. And that's it. Nothing, no instructions whatsoever, just a sheet of paper, and they have to build from scratch, they have to program it to solve that problem. So they really have to think out of the box, they really have to think creatively, and this is the entire process that actually bring them through there to be able to think independently, consider many factors that goes into the entire building and programming. If the robot is too fat, then if the robot is too thin, then the mouse that's a fat mouse can actually be caught, and things like that. A lot of things to actually go think about. So I look forward to seeing you and your children in the next few weeks, and there'll be more updates coming up. If you have any questions, please ask the teacher in charge, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you, parents. I'll see you soon. Bye.